Good evening, everyone. This is Chris Jones. I am in charge of the HEA 4003, which is a module that you've just signed up for. I don't know whether you all have signed up for it yet. I get a list. I get a list with a list of names on it, and well, I'm not actually sure everybody on the list of names that I got is actually registered. I know there are a few people. I know there are at least 3 people because I spoke to one today, didn't I, Ellie? Hi, Ellie. I spoke to Chris as well over in Salford there, and I communicated with Nicola by email. So I know there's a few people. I think there's going to be about 6 or 7 on this. But the thing is, I wasn't really expecting to run this. This has been a course. Let me tell you some of the background. This has been a course. As our master's degree level modules have developed, it's been a course which mostly, in the early days, attracted nobody. Yeah, nobody went on this course. And so I had a lot of online materials. Well, I had some online materials. I'll tell you about them in a minute. But up to now, hardly anyone's ever done it. So you'd get 1, maybe 2 people who'd ring me up and say, "Look, I wouldn't mind doing this. Could you lay it on for me?" So I'd lay it on. You know, it's all online. It involves me in some effort, but not an enormous amount of effort. It's not like I've got to be at one place at one time per week like my other courses. So I've ran them ad hoc, and I've been very liberal about them too. That is to say, more or less, whenever you want, I'll put them on. Yeah. So the last time I looked, before the summer there, when I was considering was this course going to run, I was looking at the applications, and there really weren't many in, to be honest. In fact, there were none. In fact, none that I saw. And then, surprise, 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 I got this letter from our administration department saying, "Oh yeah, there's 5,000 people waiting to go on this course." Eek. So I had to scramble around and get all the course materials. Otherwise, I would have called you in. And we could have had a get together and a cup of coffee and all the rest of it. Maybe we still will. Who can say? So what have I got? Well, what I've done for the advanced course. What does advanced mean? You know, for the advanced course, what I've done is I run a module on acute cardiac care. It was based on an old coronary care course that I used to run, but you know, I've broadened it out a little bit, and I've got a lot of course materials. And what these course materials are is in the acute cardiac care, they are interviews, audio interviews with experts. So you will log on and you will see a PowerPoint presentation like you'd get if you showed up a class. Plus, you'll hear me in discussions with an expert. So, expert defined how you want. You know, people with a lot of experience on the front line. So, log on, listen to the commentary. I will ask you some questions as the course goes on. Do some of the exercises. If I ask for your opinion, give me your opinion, either online on the discussion board, or by email, or by Facebook. Don't care. HEA 4003. That will be the Facebook group for this module. HEA 4003. And there'll be no gaps between any of them. And that's a dead quick way that you can get in touch with me, because it comes up on my phone, doesn't it? You know, it comes up on my phone. I've got an iPad. It comes up on there. So, you know, it's a dead quick way of getting an informal way. I've got to log on to the university and everything here. So I've had historically course materials, degree level materials, acute care and heart failure, chronic care. And what I've done for this course is I've fused them both together. So you're going to be doing 2 modules at once. That's the advanced element. Plus, at the end of it, I want you to do a bit more tricky than writing an essay. I want you to write an article. I want you to name the journal that it's going to be, that you could file it at. So if the journal says that they want their essay in double spaced on both sides of the paper in Russian script. That's what you got to do. Next thing, I'm guessing that the majority of you are pretty savvy about our library, electronic library, and pretty savvy about logging on, handing your work in electronically, all that sort of thing. But I'm at the end of email, I'm at the end of a telephone, I'm on Facebook. You know, there are innumerable ways that you can get in touch with me. Why might you want to get in touch with me? Well, for one thing, I've copied my materials over to your course. Yeah, I've done a copy from courses that I've got elsewhere. I've modernised them. I've put extra stuff in, and I've put it up on Blackboard. Now, sometimes stuff looks okay on my machine here at home. It looks okay on my work computer. It works with my profile when I log in. But one way or another, because there's a bit of a difference between me at home, putting stuff up on Blackboard, getting in touch with the university, and then you logging in, sometimes there's a snag in that flow. And what can happen is that you'll be watching a presentation and it'll stick, yeah, or the sound will go, or something like that. Well, in those circumstances, get in touch with me straight away. Don't wait till the morning or Monday or anything like that, because if I'm sat on my couch watching the telly and something comes through on Facebook or on email, I get all my emails in work, for instance, forwarded to my home phone. Not that I've got it tonight, because I left it in blinking work. I feel as though half of my soul's gone. But if you email me and you say, Chris, it's not working, something's gone wrong with it, all that very frequently it takes is for me to go in, take down the presentation, remount it, and then it works. So don't hesitate to do that. Now, of course, I might be in the pub with my mates, and the last thing I'm going to do is pay any attention to your email, but I'll do it as soon as I can. You know, and if that's at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, well, you know, I understand the position you're in. You will cut out a couple of hours, find a couple of hours worth of space during the week, and you'll have a go. And there's nothing more frustrating in those circumstances than going online, the damn thing doesn't work. It doesn't just disappoint you, it makes you angry, you know, and that's the last thing I want. No, that's not the last thing I want. I don't mind angry. Here's what I can't stand for people who are on online courses. I can't stand quiet students. See if you just go quiet on me. Oh, it'll drive me nuts. I will think that you're at home hating me and everything that I've done for the university. That's how it'll feel to me. Because you build up storylines about people when you can't see them and you're not meeting them. So keep in touch. You know, so-and-so made interesting points there, Chris. I think your materials might be a little bit old-fashioned here, Chris. Everyone still keeps to going on about thrombolysis, and it's true. This is a course which I developed in 2009, the acute care course. We're still in the thrombolysis age. You know, nowadays everything's primary angioplasty. You know, so be sure I have got some stuff that brings us up to date, yeah? But I simply can't bring myself to throw away interviews that I've done with people from a few years ago who were speaking about thrombolysis. I can't bring myself to do it. What I want to do is find people now who'll come and talk to me about, you know, our approach these days. Because the way I regard these lessons is I regard them as being a form of oral history. Yeah, so I'm never going to get rid of them off the course. I'm just going to mark them as, you know, I did this in year 2009 and then put something a bit more modern up. That's the, you know, you don't throw away all your back issues of the Lancet just because it's not the latest thing. You keep them as a reference. So anyway, I'm not going to go on much longer. I'm up to 10 minutes now. So, good to meet you all, everyone. Why don't you write a little introduction about yourself and send it to me by email, and I'll put it up in a folder called Introductions. And though you might never meet each other, so you'll still have an idea about who I'm talking about when I make one of these films. Because as you write to me and as you reply to stuff that you've seen online, either in the acute care or the chronic care, so once a week I'll make one of these short films and I will say, Chris makes a good point when he says, Joanne makes a good point when she says, but I don't think any of them are very realistic in the modern age, given the fact that, yeah. So once a week, I will hope to do some collective feedback to you all. Anything else? No. Okay. You are something like the 6th online course that I'll be running this year. One cardiac course that I'm running has 12 people in who are doing their entire degree from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm also developing an online course on a subject I know hardly anything about, fertility management. Yeah, it's not me that's doing it, I'm just collecting the materials for somebody else. So I've got my hand full this year, but keep in touch. Whatever you do, I'll be watching this on a daily basis and I'll be seeing who logged in last night. I'll be doing a register each week, and if you haven't logged in the last 7 days, you get marked absent. What's it matter? Nothing to stop you doing 2 weeks' work at once. But I've got to keep a register. It's a university rule. And it's useful for me, because if I notice that somebody hasn't logged on for the last 3 weeks, that is a student who's at risk, and I need to start paying attention. When I say paying attention, I mean you're in the pub one day and the phone goes, and guess who it is? Me. So anyway, good to meet you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.